Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Osaka World Cup 2023. Almost said 2013. That's why I hesitated in the middle there. My name is Limonite, and we're going to be going over the finals map pool this week. We had a pretty interesting and exciting semifinals pool, and hopefully things only go up from here. Some interesting matches this weekend, and we're going to be taking a look at what those teams will be fighting on. Join with me for a special occasion today. We have a triple casting team. Myself, the most notable test player, Rafals, and we have the well-known Canadian player, Janitor. So you have three people here. We're all going to be commenting live. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing well. I mean,
no, you go.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to go first. Yeah, so we had some really exciting matches in the semifinals. Probably the most exciting week in my memory in recent years.
It was a painful weekend for me as an American rooter this year. So it was a painful weekend, but we're still looking up. Hopefully, this pool is kind of vital to the American success next week. So it's going to be interesting to look at it from that POV. And I guess Rafal has been doing great as well.
I mean, I had to make the pool, so that's debatable, but let's see.
Alright, yes, we're going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. When we are ready for the transition to No Mod 1, one of the most infamous mappers in the taiko community, simply the Loazi. Our No Mod 1, as always, trying to be more of a consistency pick. This is, I think, not honestly that it's a notable step up, I would say, from La Sorte Minuit, or however you say that in French. But I think it's actually kind of exactly what you would expect for finals. It's got a lot. It's got even a lot of SVs as well. The editor looks like it's just covered in grass if you look at it, but I think it's pretty tame in regards to what we could have done. But yeah, I really like this pick actually.
There were a lot of concerns in semis about maps being kind of hard to play for most people, so we tried to make things harder but simpler at the same time.
Definitely have a chaotic, interesting, experimentalist song here, which it complements that kind of style very well, and you can look at the patterns too. Why am I struggling a little bit? But you can look at him and you can see that for the most part, they're pretty simple.
Yeah, I also do see that this is ODA, so that's something.
Let's see, a step up from last week, which was La Cirque with 7.5, so scaling up OD as we go on longer. Now this is also, as we have been using, we love our OS original song. So this was actually an OS original from the most recent Standard World Cup. Able to use it for the Taiko World Cup. Different types of circles that we're clicking here, but really tapping.
Yeah, so I do see it's overall probably fewer 1/6 than No Mod 1 in semifinals, but it's faster and some slightly longer streams. And also obviously the SVs.
Yeah, I see a quick little question in chat here. Do consistency charts have SVs? It's a good question, and it depends on who you ask, but I think that lighter SV usage is pretty standard for higher round consistency picks, because it's not just about hitting the notes at these higher stages. It's also about being able to hit them accurately and having some kind of reading component, especially a really light one like the SVs that we have here. I think that's actually really good for being able to sometimes separate a great player from a really great player.
That's entirely true, but it was also concluded that the SV doesn't really add any real difficulty.
Yeah.
It's mainly there, so it's not really boring.
It's not a straight line, yes, it's visual. Alright, No Mod 2. This is pretty much exactly what you would expect to follow up Sleight of Hand, the original from last week. We did definitely change the course when we picked Sleight of Hand, and this definitely continues down that path that we paved with Sleight of Hand. A very well-known song, I think. Twister is a pretty well-known song. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's pretty much the direct successor to Sleight of Hand, I think, overall.
It's always pretty intimidating to see a toss game map in finals or grand finals level.
Yeah, this starts off kind of tame, but you'll quickly see that it's basically a combination of Sleight of Hand and Shinmei from quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too. There are spikes in the map, but they're not so outlandish that they spike to a, of course, different level. But it definitely goes back and forth, I think, between the beginning where you're just hitting some doublets, and then these much more snap-heavy, weird streams that you're seeing come up over and over again on the stream now.
I think I just
And
saw
also-
some
Go ahead.
somewhat gross 1/8 that finishes the K to DDK finishes.
I was gonna say, and everyone loves Godspeed. Fantastic artist.
That part's definitely true. Even if you can't play this, you can at least jam out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, one of those heavier streams that we see there. And another really heavy snapping stream there. Yeah, the last third of the map is really where a lot of the difficulty is, not all of it. But if it's a close match, which we do have a lot of close matches this weekend coming up, it's really gonna, that last 1/3-ish is really gonna kind of be the point where teams have to do or die if neither of them have found any slip-ups until then.
Yeah, I suppose you really want to try building accuracy early on, or as much as you can on OD 7.7 on this kind of map. Oh my god, that stream is gross snapping.
And we have
It's
another
gonna be a
stream with
fast
Bro snapping
jump.
right after it.
Oh my
And
god,
another
don't
one.
stop. Okay, yeah, that's going to be a real combo breaker right there.
The last 1/3 is going to be a tough point, even specifically the last like 1/6 of the map, or 1/7 if we really look at the fractions. But yeah, I mean, this is honestly a great pick. I think it really encompasses everything that we've done thus far in Nomad 2.
And you know what is also a great pick? Nomad 3.
Ah, yes, we have some exciting things in store for round 3. So let's let Trosk introduce it. Yes. All right. Yes, we have another Osu original here. Umami Blaze by a question. Definitely a great song overall. That was actually fantastic. That was quite a bop. A god score from near end as well, by the way. But pretty much exactly what you'd expect to go up from semifinals. Anti-Plur was a very simple map that was, it was very fast, and this is also very fast, including longer, more awkward patterning. And I think the density is also pretty similar in that it's pretty consistent across the entire map. So this is exactly where I think most of us should have expected us to go next after last week's M3.
Yeah, I like that it's a nerfed difficulty. That's really funny to me.
Yeah, we tried to make sure it doesn't have any anti-bongo patterns like extreme monos.
It's probably good.
But yes, what a great custom Osu original for the Taiko World Cup. And we're going to continue on to No Mod 4 now. Wild card of each pool from now on. And I think this is exactly what you'd expect from a wild card. I looked at this recently. I was like, wow, this is a good pick. Actually, really like this one.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely on the easier side for the pool, but I mean you need at least one or two of those.
See if OD, HP, and star rating are 7.
777.
Unfortunately, not mapped by 7-7. That would be pretty funny.
Alright, after that slow intro, here we go into the key eyes that are full of 1-4, some tricky 1-6, and some faster finishers that might throw you off. One of the good things about this map, though, is even though there's a lot of visual stuff going on here, that the trends in SV are very repetitive. So once you get the hang of what the patterning is, the SV and the way that it appears to you, it's less daunting than it is, assuming that you give it the amount of practice that it deserves.
Yeah, it doesn't seem all too disruptive. You just have to kind of get a feel for it. Also, this map is actually quite short, isn't it? Just over 2 minutes.
Yeah, since this is one of the shorter and easier picks, it's hopefully going to be one of the more tense ones as well.
Also a fantastic play from whoever that replay setting was.
Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is. I don't know. Who is that guy? Do you know who that is, Janitor?
I don't know. I mean, plays very handsomely, so.
Oh. Alright, No Mod 5. As some of you may have noticed and asked in the chat, yes, this week we have a 6th No Mod. So the 6th No Mod is taking the place of Gimmick now. This 5th one is really the sequel to what we had last week, the Inferi song, the Wrath of the Fallen, I think is what it's called. This is exactly the sequel to that. Almost just as long, almost just as dense, but 15 beats faster.
Yeah, it's extremely dense and faster, but it's hopefully going to be more accessible because it's not as, constant.
As you were going through the intro, the stream was still, the first stream was still going on for most of it.
Another OD8 map. Accuracy here is going to be... Although on faster maps like this with streams, I know many players actually prefer higher ODs like this because it actually helps them prevent no lock.
Yeah, I think it's probably helpful. You would rather have a bit lower accuracy rather than no locking and taking an entire stream if you can't get back into it.
What I wonder about the tournament as a general is the band's strategies gonna change or shift to a different goal? Often, what you want to do is ban something that the other team is good at, but you know, if you look at it from the vantage point of Japan, maybe, and even in a matchup like US versus Germany, because I hear the United States team talking about it sometimes there are certain picks that one team can do and the other just can't do it. Like, not that they're better at it, but they just cannot do it. So are you gonna start banning stuff or leaving things open that the other team just can't do at this point because they're reaching that skill cap of, okay, this is actually just too hard for the team?
Well, from the difficulty and title, there's the 3 colors of red, white, and blue, so maybe the US will actually be good at this. But for the other point, it's just when the maps are getting harder, it becomes, especially on 3v3, more feasible to specifically target players. Because teams aren't going to have as strong rosters for maps anymore. So even if you have 2 players in full combat, if the third player just fails, then this could still be a good pick, for example.
Now, this would have been perfect if this was the red, white, and blue, but it was a Jazz pick, the US being the Jazz team of Taiko World Cup, but it's not. That being said, hopefully patriotism will carry them across this point against Germany and whoever wins South Korea versus... who are they playing again?
China.
China, yes. Whoever wins South Korea, China.
So this is a racked play. Oh my god, see how 5 100s.
The actual #1 Sweden? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, the actual #1.
Oh, did that actually happen?
What the heck?
I've still been living under #1 Rafale supremacy. I've been living under a rock, basically. Alright, cool, thank you.
Actually, back in 2013.
No, it was not that long ago, Raph. Alright, here we go, this week's gimmick. I think this week's gimmick is brutal.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Oh my god. Alright, that's cool.
So this is like, by most people, the simplest gimmick in the game, but made extremely hard.
Whoa, those are some fire lines.
Take a little break from the, not memorization even. And then this more difficult slow section with some ninja cats.
Okay, the classic. Oh, is that a short memorization gimmick or mirror gimmick?
Yeah, very, very short. Just the same pattern as before, or the same pattern as in front.
Alright, yeah, this looks really cool. I think, probably in terms of the pure gimmicks, it was harder than the previous gimmick map. Also,
Oh yeah.
the harder map in general.
I mean, you'll notice this wasn't actually played by any of the testers, because it's too hard.
section is just... I'm not really sure what to call this game. It's basically just the yellow notes obscure and what color it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have like a bit of time to read these fates waves before.
Yep. This is a rough gimmick.
Alright, good luck finding 3 people to play that.
Alright, hidden 1. We finished our no mods, heading into the mods now. This is a pretty, I guess it's standard at this stage for sure. Definitely slower hidden at 154 BPM. We've been in that BPM range almost the entire tournament now for the slow hidden. But we've also this time tacked on some pretty heavy SV usage for this week's slower hidden.
Noticing a bit of a theme. So I see that Jump Decimator has risen up from the dead. Set the replay for this.
I mean, it's more understandable than last week's hidden one by nature of not being a live performance, but it's also Marmalade Butcher, which means the rhythm's a bit all over the place.
Definitely a slightly more lengthy map as well, 3 minutes. So this reading can get a little tiring after a long time.
Oh yeah, there's 3 minutes. Yeah, but not as tricky in terms of BPM changes. Some snapping changes. A lot of SV, but I think for this sort of hidden, a little bit of SV is kind of welcome. It allows the map to stream. I'm not exactly sure about the banning rates for some of the more specific maps in semi-finals week, but I think maybe when you're approaching the point where most teams only have like 1 or 2 people in semi-finals, that maybe will start being left open more, or teams might not want to risk out all viewers on the map anyway, so
I mean, at this point, it's not just going to be one map where people think that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh boy, this this hidden 2.
Uh-huh. What do you think?
You know what? I think it's an interesting pick, interesting song. It definitely fills the niche correctly. But you know, opening it in Osu, gotta say, my head blew up a little bit.
May I just say, Punai World Cup is amazing difficulty.
Yeah, great background too.
The classic. Played by Naren once again. Just sitting replays for a lot of this.
Many of our pools have in fact been sponsored by Sweden. We appreciate their support in the Taiko World Cup, and for their work, we will be gifting them Swedish meatballs official Osu Taiko World Cup Swedish meatballs. Nurin and Raph will be getting these at some time. Probably around the same time when Laser comes out.
Oh, great.
So
Noted?
Soon.
Soon, exactly. Soon, very soon. We're very close.
Can I also purchase any, or is there anything else I can purchase?
Well, you can't. Actually, for you, Janitor, we have some banners. We have banners on the Osu store for you. Yeah, I know, and they're only $2.50 USD. Can you believe that? What a steal, right? I know, what a steal! You could find $2.50 in the couch cushions if you lay on your couch a lot. All you gotta do is head over to the Osu store, find that Taiko World Cup banner, and buy a very sexy, snazzy banner to support your favorite teams. All 32 teams that qualified are available. So if you want to show your country pride, even if they're here or not, and you want to support the World Cup at the same time, head over to the store, buy that banner. Even if you need to let go of some McDonald's or some Taco Bell for it, you got it.
You kind of glossed over the entire map there, but
it was a heavy ad. It was a heavy ad.
Is that 1.0 or is that?
It's a speed lure map, so it's gonna be great.
Okay. Yeah, so 271 BPM hidden. The last map we had for Hidden 2 was, I think, 1.1 SV, so it also, at some points, I forget. But it was pretty close. Yeah, so now it's like really dense streams at 271, starting to get more difficult for hidden plays.
Alright.
Hard Rock. Oh, go ahead, Raph. Go ahead.
You can say the name of this one, so we can talk freely.
Hard Rock 2. End of Fairy Tale, mapped by myself. A big, you know, I'd actually like to hear your thoughts on the BPM and how what do we have here? What's going forward? The difficulty is, there was a day where I was good at this game, but I was never good at Hard Rock.
All right, so the BPM is not the hard part here. The hard part is going to be the extremely unconventional patterns. Now you may think what is he talking about? It's fine, but wait for the second ki.
Oh, no.
A map on the shorter side, though. Only 2 minutes and 21 seconds long, so at least if this does end up hurting your eyes, it's not going to hurt it for too long.
Yes, that right there is why you're hopefully going to struggle to find 3 people to get through that.
These KIs are also actually in 1.05, so we actually stepped up to 262.5 equivalent.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, we have a lot of this. This is definitely a good but difficult Hard Rock pool this semester. What am I in school? This week.
Right. DT1. Mega Structure, extended mix, but with double time, so it's a slightly shorter mix.
Extended, but slightly shorter.
It's just a normal mix, it cancels out. But yeah, this has a ton, a absolute ton of 1/6.
You know, of course, when you play double time OD, the OD buff that the mod gives is always concerned. So, with the technicality of this pick, even though the BPM is 240, and I'm sure that players of this caliber are used to tech patterns and stuff at 240 BPM, this is going to be brutal either way.
Yeah, this looks really brutal, doesn't it? 240 BPM. It's not really that difficult, but it's still a lot of 1/6. And some also even patterns as well. It's pretty nice. It's a nice mess at the end of that stream.
Yeah, this is an example of what you don't want to do in the match.
Feels bad. Oh god, those finishes. And then ending off with a 1/6 stream.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it follows the pattern of last week, having DT1 as one of the harder maps.
Yeah, definitely quite tricky. A little bit of light SV, but not really too much to throw people off. I think it's just mostly like the last few pounds of some short streams.
Definitely a bit longer for a double time one, or for a double time in general, about 3 minutes.
It is an extended mix.
No, it's a normal mix right now, Janitor.
It's only very slightly extended.
All right, from our more technical, accuracy-focused double time to our pure speed reassessment. OD 9.3 with the accuracy buff, but it's only 5.7, I think it was, by itself. This is a pretty, I mean, as you'd expect from KTYN, this is actually fairly simplistic-ish. I don't want to say the word simplistic. But ish. Yeah, I think ish works, yeah.
It's very clean.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how to really describe the progression with this pick, but it's slightly faster, and it has 1/6. Last week did not have that.
Also, slightly longer streams, well, not really too complicated, but having some 1/6 at the end for 300 BPMs. This is maybe closer to kind of like stuff that some players already play. At least
Yeah,
if you're a speed player.
At this level, for sure. It shouldn't be too shocking to anyone.
Yeah, not really as many people I think playing what's effectively like 8-star DT tech maps. Don't touch me, it's common.
Yeah, this is definitely more conventional.
be aware of that note.
I like that finish. It's just vibe checking. It's an SP increase, 1.1 or something, maybe 1.5 at the end.
Very slight, very slight.
Yeah.
Oof. That's double time. Did you guys like our Godspeed pick from earlier? Well, I'm glad you did. Because next for Free Mod 1, he's returning for our moddable pick. He's back, Godspeed Aoki with Blaze.
Yeah, massive shout out to Agu, Rofu, whatever you want to call him, for mapping this in like 20 minutes at 4 in the morning, because we could not find any other map.
Oh my god, really?
But,
Wait, that's...
despite only being made in 20 minutes, I'd say this is one of the maps that are closest to fulfilling the quote-unquote hidden hard rock encouraged description for the slot.
Very short map though. Only 1 minute 43 seconds long. Misses on this with mods are definitely going to be punishable depending on who they come from.
Yeah, the entire map sort of scrolls between 140 and I think 236 SV. So ideally going with both mods, getting the hidden bonus and a slightly weaker HR effect, that should be the way to go here.
Interesting that it seems to be really long passages of notes.
Kind of a bit of a denser section to finish it out, and it's over. Very, very short map. Whenever it comes to mods, depending on who drops, it's going to be very. It could honestly just change everything.
Yeah, that's really cool for a speed mapped map. Kind of reminds me of Flame Wall from a few years ago.
I think this free mod 2 is, well, no, I think it needs no introduction, quite frankly.
I mean, yeah, this is probably going to be a bit controversial, but you gotta have it, at least once.
This is an evil pick for free mod. I do like it though. I think it's really interesting. Definitely seems like the kind of mod that is free mod and virtue of it being really hard to get good accuracy with mods, rather than being like hard to read or that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it actually repeats a lot as well. Like if you were to look at this in the editor after this, I think the first half is very similar to the second.
I mean, it's definitely hard to tell when you're playing it initially without the snapping shenanigans going on.
Yeah, kind of just blends together in your mind.
Yeah, like I see multiple KDK at like 1/4, 1/3, 1/6, 1/5. Yeah, this definitely seems like a big accuracy check for some teams. Probably the kind of map where if you do have someone who can get really good accuracy with a mod, that might make a huge score difference in the entire lobby.
Yeah, this is definitely one where you could easily see like a 95 FC. Alright, that's free mod 2. Free mod 3 is a bit of a repeat, but not a repeat map, so don't get the pitchforks out too soon.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's I Love You again. But I'd say it's the hardest it's ever been.
It's been a while, hasn't it? I think.
It's been a while, yeah. In TWC, the last time this was used was many years ago. I don't want to give an exact number.
I think I kind of remember this. Well, the song anyways. Definitely not.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to go beyond what we had last week. So the streams here are probably going to be a bit easier, but the tech should make up for that.
It's interesting choices for patterning in that stream. Also this stream as well.
Well, it's made by the guy who did the qualifiers tech map, which was very hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it has some normal parts spaced in the middle here. So that if you screwed up the stream, you should be able to recover.
Some parts would help regain your sanity a bit after playing the longer streams.
Well, not for long, because you gotta do it again.
A lot of times. Yes. Yeah, definitely the kind of map which is technically pretty readable on Hidden Rock, but I'm not sure if anyone would really want to do that to themselves.
It is very risky.
Yeah, it seems
Because I mean, if
really
you miss,
stressful.
it's gonna suck trying to get back into it.
Yeah, but that's sort of pattern. If you're trying to get through it halfway, it's still really difficult. Oh god, throw those 1/6 pads up again too.
Alright. The time has come.
What is
Last
it this
map.
time?
It's One Key Aruga by Billiamoto and Dictate.
Mapped by Hirok and Uone.
So I'm not sure if you saw the score screen before this, but man.
Yeah, so the last big tiebreaker was one of the easier maps in the pool. I'm just assuming that is definitely not true this week.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Yeah. I mean, after you have a player making most of the replays, destroying a lot of the other finals maps, and then suddenly getting like what was it, 97 or 98 on the tiebreaker.
I mean, on the bright side, having a really hard tiebreaker should ideally make sure that no teams get into grand finals by upset.
Unless that upset, well, I mean, yeah, if they make
you never know.
If they make it to this point, yeah.
I could be completely wrong, but you just gotta look at the silver lining.
Some nasty snappings here with some low SV.
I'm gonna make the assumption that this is probably not mod encouraged. At least not hidden encouraged from this part.
It's just not encouraged, full stop.
Yeah, agreed.
Playing this is not encouraged, just try to win. Wow, these are some incredibly brutal snappings.
A little bit of like a Sputnik type rhythm here.
Yeah, even the slow sections is not actually still Williams.
Yeah, in case you thought, oh, I should just hard rock this. No, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Up until now, we established no hidden, but like we said earlier, just don't mod it. Take our word for it.
This is a sort of map that teams are probably glad that no fail is just not included on maps now.
Yeah, if a lower seeded team ends up here, no fail is definitely going to be appreciated.
Yeah, some teams have had a real tendency of getting to tiebreaker. We're probably hoping they do not have to spend a lot of time practicing this in preparation. The good thing about having maps that are this difficult is that you could very easily have someone just solo carry this.
True.
Yes, there's actually a map by Hurricane Uone. So you have Uone for the 1, and then Hurricane with the K for 1K or I'm not sure if that was intentional when getting people to map it, but that's amazing if it was planned.
My lips are sealed.
That's a secret, janitor. In fact, you weren't even supposed to say that. Now we have to kill you.
It's over.
Okay, I guess
Yeah, it's
I
over.
will be seeing you on next week. Sorry,
It's
my
over.
last time casting.
You've revealed our secrets.
Darren missing on the last finisher.
All right, well, you had some exciting moments, some scary foreboding of what will be going on next week, but that is our our finals pool. And final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts.
Good luck.
I think this is a interesting step up from semifinals. It's interesting to see what exactly we've decided to emphasize as important to separate teams out, as a lot of these matchups go to much more tense and close matchups skill wise. So it's going to be really interesting to see all of the teams to battle it out on this pool.
Yeah, with top 6 secured and still a whole bunch of really strong teams fighting for a chance at top 3, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out next week.
For now, though, that's it from us. Wrapping up another exciting weekend of the World Cup. We will be here next week. Hopefully, I will be here. It's the first time I was able to hit the stream this weekend. I'm very busy. But, we'll see you next week for the finals, the second to last week of the Taiko World Cup. Things are heating up, and we all know who's going to win anyways, but who will get second and third, that's the question we're going to answer in the next 2 weeks. So for me, that's it. Anyone else? Any other final words, Janet or Raph?
Buy a banner.
Yes. Good final words from Janitor. How about you, Raph?
By 2.
By 2. Oh, okay. Buy one for you and your
up.
friend. Yeah. Buy one for you and your friend. Pass it on. Well, thank you all for watching. We enjoyed it. Thank you, Janitor and Raph, for joining me for the Mappool Showcase. We will see you all next weekend. Buy banners and be good people. Goodbye.